Hi everybody, it's Joy. Yeah, just running just a little bit late today, but here I am. I'm on at 12:07 p.m. in the mountain time, and hopefully everybody can see me here. Um, and hopefully we'll have a couple of people join us live today. If not, you can always come back and watch this on replay. And I love it when you make comments and basically just interact with the video, even if it's not a live video. It's always nice to see your comments and even questions because I do look at those and I come back and reply to your comments. So, anyway, let's get started today. We're going to use a few things today. So first off, I have kind of parts of the Unbounded Beauty Suite. So we have the Unbounded Love stamp set, the Unbounded Love dies, Flowers of Beauty stamp set, Flowers of Beauty dies. But today, for my video, I'm not going to be using the stamp sets. I am going to be using the die sets for both of these. We have the Unbounded Love dies and the Flowers of Beauty dies. So these are the Flowers of Beauty dies. We're going to be primarily using these. I'm going to use one little die where the leaves match over here in the Unbounded Love because these were made to go together. And so we're going to be using those today. So if you follow me on Instagram, and I also made a little post from my Instagram post on Facebook, you will see that this was my monochromatic project for today. And this is using the Unbounded Love. I did use the Unbounded Love You Have a Blessed Day stamp in this set for that sample. However, we're going to change it up just a little bit. Oh, I also used the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. We're going to be using that again. But we are going to turn this into Christmas. So I'm going to show you how to take a card sample you may have already done and one that's a little more all occasion, thinking of you, even a birthday, just something that was for a different occasion, and turn it into a Christmas card with a Christmas set. So I'm going to be using the Peaceful Season bundle. This has wonderful, wonderful um, basically sentiments and things in it, and then it has these really fun dies. So I'm going to be using this one here, this smaller kind of rectangular one that has some little details on it that kind of cut into the die. So yeah, we're going to be doing that today. Oh, and this is in the mini catalog. The others are in the annual catalog, but the Peaceful Season is in the new mini catalog, the September to December mini catalogs. It is at the front. Let's see if I can find the page that it's on. So it's part of the Season of Elegance suite, and so it is right here on page 24 in the September to December 2024 mini catalog. The Unbounded Beauty is in the annual catalog. And let's see if I can find that. Let's go. Flowers of Beauty. I love the index. So Flowers of Beauty, page 55. So let's find page 55. So yes, so this shows the Flowers of Beauty bundle and the Unbounded Love bundle, and those are the two that we are using today. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So if you are watching, then go ahead and just pop a little um, note in the comments. Just say hello or say where you're from or say how your weather is. We are enjoying unseasonably warm weather here in the Denver, Colorado area. So it is going to be in the mid 80s today. It's normally in the mid 70s at this time of year, but we're going to be doing the mid 80s today. So, and then we're going to get up to like 90 over the weekend. So 5.5 inches. This is a card base by 8.5 inches, scored at 4.25. If you are in a different market where you use a different size card base, it will be, I believe, 21 centimeters by 14.8, 21 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters, and then scored at 10.5 centimeters. This is basic white thick, so it is a little more hefty than the regular basic white, but it makes really good sturdy card bases. So let's go ahead and get this folded in half. Bring in a bone folder. This is a special one that I got at Center Stage several years ago in 2018. That was a while ago. This was part of our gifts, being a Stampin' Up! Leader at the Silver Elite level and above. And so that was always nice. So I like to keep this on my, basically my filming area, because it's just, nice and fun. So that is one of the benefits of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and then increasing up to other levels. So let's see, there's my card base. I also need a piece of soft seafoam. That's what we've got today, soft seafoam. Basic white thick and then soft seafoam. And this is 3 3/4 inches. Hopefully you can see that. By 5 inches. Then we have a piece of Poppy Parade. Like I said, I told you we were going to change this to more of a Christmas feel. So Poppy Parade, let's turn my ruler around. This is 3.5 inches. Is that right? Yes, 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So this will give us a border like this. And the first layer is a little bit larger border than, sometimes people normally do, but I'm kind of into that these days, having a larger border for my card base, so that's kind of the kick that I'm on right now. This piece that I have run through the embossing folder, the exposed brick 3D embossing folder, I'm going to use the debossed side today. This is the embossed, or the raised side, and I'm going to use the debossed side, which has, the pattern is indented into it versus the pattern being raised up. So we're going to use the debossed side. And this piece is just slightly smaller than our Poppy Parade piece. This is a regular piece of basic white. So this is 3 3/8 inches. So you have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8 by 4 5/8. So that's the size for that one. So our layers are going to look like this. You'll have a regular 1/8 of an inch layer, and then you'll have a skinny layer, or a skinny border. So that border is like a 1/16 of an inch. Let me get it. So then you have an 1/8 of an inch border and a 1/16 of an inch border. So that's what I did that on purpose. Sometimes I like to do that, especially if I've got a darker color behind here. So there we go. And let's go ahead and bring out some other pieces. Let's see. I took a scrap of the soft seafoam, and I did this sentiment label die, and Then I put adhesive sheet on the back of a soft seafoam piece, so another scrap of soft seafoam, and I cut a piece of adhesive sheet the size of that, so that's on the back of there. So that's why this looks white, where this is seafoam. And it gives me, so this will make my die cut stickers now. So you put the adhesive sheet on your cardstock first, and then you run this through the die cutting machine. Then I die cut a whole bunch of these little flowers in the different sizes. I have two sets of them right here, but I did cut 6 sets total. I have some of them already done, the way I want my flowers to be, already molded and with the gems in the middle. But let me show you this die. I love this die because you can cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them at once. You can cut out 8 flowers at once. But if you only want to cut part of it, I was able to get 6 of them out of like a 4-inch long strip. But there's a tip here. I'm going to show you this. Let me pull this out. So on the back side of this, so you see how there's like a lot on the edge here? So on the back side of this, I took a permanent marker and I made a line above where this top flower is. So then I would know I could put my cardstock at that point. Let me just pull this out. And I would still get all of my flowers. So that's just a little something, just a little tip there for you that you may not have known. Let's go ahead and put these back and get these back in the case so I don't lose any of them. I'm always afraid I'm going to lose one. I really need to get busy with my organization and put magnetic sheets on the back of all of these. Alright, let's set some things behind me here that I don't need. Alright, here we have this here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the die brush tip on my take your pick tool. I bought several take your pick tools so I could have handles, so I could do different, have them already put together. So I have several take your pick tools so that I have the handles I can put the different tips on. Yeah, I also have, yeah, another one that has the cutting blade on the end, and then this pick here. So just lots of fun stuff. Alright, hopefully I didn't get my head in the camera too much. Alright, we'll put that aside. I'm going to use the brush tip here. I have the pick tip on the other end. And so we're going to use the foam mat that comes with the brush tip. And we're going to run that through and get as many of those little chad pieces out as we can. This, you'd be delicate with this because this is a very delicate die. You don't want to rip anything. Pull that out. Okay, there we go. Maybe we can get a few more pieces out. Whoop, there we go. And then you can just take your piercing end and you can poke some of the rest of those out. So you get all of those pieces out. And sometimes the paper doesn't cut all the way through, so that's fine, because it'll come off when you lift it off, it'll stick to the paper. Alright. See if I can get, see if I've just about got this here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that's paper behind there. Alright, dump that, the little extra pieces in the trash. There we have that, and we're going to put that away, and that away, and this piece, these pieces here, we have these pieces here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've formed some of my flowers ahead of time so that you didn't have to watch me do that multiple times. But that's what I did for these flowers here. They are kind of molded, and I'll show you that. And then they are up on mini dimensionals. So that is how we're doing that today. Go ahead, these over here. Then go ahead and show you this. Alright, let's get some glue dots. This is an older roll of glue dots, so the glue dots are on the roll instead of on the strip, but the new glue dots, they're on the strip. So go ahead, just bring my die cut piece and press it down, lift it up, and the glue dot comes with me. So now I'm going to line this up. I'm going to offset this the best I can, center it the best I can, but flowers in nature are not perfect, so don't worry about getting it absolutely perfect. And we're going to do that one more time. Lift that up. Line that up the best we can. Alright, there you have it. So we have two of those ready to go. We'll just keep carrying on here. Alright, let's see, what should I do next? Oh, I know. I'm going to do a little bit of blending. And yes, I have a piece an old piece of grid paper that I've been using. It's kind of ugly, but I just keep using it up till there's no space left because I like to use things up as much as possible before I throw them away. So I'm going to use Pool Party ink this time. This one I was monochromatic, so I stuck with the soft seafoam ink behind there blended, but this time I'm going to use Pool Party. I want those leaves to stand out a little bit more because the red flowers are so much more bold than the flowers on my original sample. So we'll put that over there. Alright, just pick up some ink with a small blending brush is what I've got here. You could use a small or a large for this. Just get some of that ink off because we don't want it too bold to start with, because you could always add ink but you can't take ink away. That's something to keep in mind when you're doing this. And we're just going to blend some kind of in the center, and we are using the debossed side, which is the side where the pattern is pressed into the paper. We're just going to get as much ink as we think we want. Just keep blending until it's how we like it. And it does kind of make that pattern pop out a little bit more. But yeah, so let's see. How many do I have on there? I think I'm about there. Get as much blended on as I want. Yep, I think I'm about there. Let's go ahead and close our ink pad up. We have that piece is ready to go. We have these pieces ready over here. Then we have this die cut piece for our sentiment. And we have the Joy and Love to You from the Peaceful Season stamp set. It's right down here. I said you have so many different options with this Peaceful Season stamp set. And then of course, this is the little die that we've used. We've cut this soft sea foam out with that. Oops. Then I like my sentiment words to be a little darker, and so I've gone a little darker tone with the Mossy Meadow for my sentiment stamp. That is an old pad, and because the color's good and the ink refills, we can still get them. I'm still using some of my old pads from like ages ago. I didn't even know how many years ago. Many, 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 many years ago. So we'll get that out of the way. Bring this down so I can see this a little bit better. See if I can get that straight and centered. Just going to hold it here for a minute. Let the ink kind of absorb into my paper. Maybe just lightly walk it with my finger a little bit. There we go. I'm going to close my ink pad up before I get a bunch of fingers and then get ink all over my project. There we have the Love and Joy to You. And now we're going to get that out of the way, that ugly piece of grid paper out of the way, and we're going to start some assembly. Let's pull out the Stamp and Seal because that'll be quick and fast. Okay, gotta give it a nudge. There we go. Give it another nudge. Sometimes it just works like a dream, and sometimes it needs a little coaxing. This is going to get layered onto the Poppy Parade. So again, basic white with a very skinny layer of Poppy Parade. And if you join me late, you can go ahead, and that is crooked. So that's not on very much yet. I try to just gently lay it down until I really get it the way I want, and then I'll press it down good. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm going to press that down. And then we need to attach it. Oh, we need ribbon. Okay, where's the ribbon? Here's the ribbon. This is the white frayed grosgrain ribbon. It's kind of fun. It's got this nice fray to it. There is kind of a front side and a back side to it, so kind of pay attention to that when you're doing it. And we need a piece that's going to wrap around. It's going to hang off a little bit. It's going to wrap around. I don't have a measurement for that. I'm just eyeballing that. So we have this piece. This piece is going to go up about an inch-ish, maybe a little bit more than an inch. Kind of, let's see, how much? Yeah. Okay, about right there. And we need a glue dot on the back. So get the glue dots out. Yes, need to be an octopus sometimes to do it the way I do it. Be a much easier ways to do this, I'm sure. So did it stick? It did stick. Ah, okay. Alright, so that's stuck on there. It was about right there. Wrap that around the back. Then we need one more glue dot. Kind of in the middle over to this one over to the right side. I'm going to pull that over as straight as we can. The brick embossing folder kind of helps a little bit because it has lines on it. So here we have that. That is on. And we're going to trim that edge off later. Let's go ahead, attach these layers together. Give it a little coaxing. Right there over this. So make sure it stays. And I probably didn't need that, but just in case. Now we need to kind of do an even border around. Hopefully we're getting this even. Not pushing it down too hard yet until it's sort of straight. I think that's pretty good. Then we can push that down. Now comes the fun part. We are going to do some more things with these flowers. So first off, I'm going to, this one's going to go on the inside, so it's not going to get a dimensional on it. But this one, where are my mini dimensionals? There's a pack of mini dimensionals. Yeah, a well-used pack of mini dimensionals. Put this on the back side here. And I like to start pre-forming. I know it's going to seem redundant. There might be a better way to do this. I like to stick it in my hand. Use the stylus in the large. You have a stylus piece. There's a small ball and a large ball. Use the large stylus and kind of put it in my hand. See kind of where my creases are in my hand, and I'm just going to use this to kind of form this flower. Then you can kind of come back in with your fingers and do that. But we need to put a center in this flower. So I'm using the iridescent foil gems. These are very pretty. They're clear, but they have like gold flecks in them. So they're very pretty. Let's see if I can get this out. I'm using the small ones, so I'm going to grab my take your pick tool with the putty end. Pick one of those off. And yes, I know I'm flattening this back out again, but the fibers have already been broken down a little bit, so that they're going to form around that center a little easier. So again, kind of give you an idea of where to form your petals. Now, if you're going to mail the card, you might not take the time to form those petals because they're probably going to get flattened in the mail. But if you hand deliver this, then you're going to have a lot of nice dimension there. See how that just really helps with the dimension of the card. Alright, that. Now, let's see, we need some dimensionals on the back of this piece. And I think I need some edge pieces. You know what, I'm just going to rip them with my fingers, save a little time. I do that sometimes. I just tear them because they're on the back side. Nobody's going to see if they're if they have ugly edges. And I want to make sure that there's plenty of dimension on the back. So I have put 4 on there, which is probably a little bit of overkill. And go ahead. Let's get this. Let's use the piercing end to get these papers off. Whoops. There we go. All right. Wow, I'm just all butterfingers today. Just all thumbs today. This is going to go back on here. Already has the paper off. No, 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 no. That's stuck together, so this raveled. That is one thing. This will ravel. So if you want a raveled look, this ribbon will do that for you. But if you don't, you got to be careful what you stick, what kind of sticky stuff is close to it. Alright, let's go ahead and let's put this on top of our ribbon. Hopefully everything is straight. And we're going to bring in, there it is. Okay, there we go. We're going to use the Take Your Pick tool, the piercing side, and we're going to use that to help us get that paper up. Be gentle though, because this is a delicate die. Delicate die cut here. This is going to kind of go underneath a little bit. And kind of at an angle a bit. Let's see. Maybe let's do this. Get that off my finger gently, because it does. They turn it into a sticker. And then we're going to rub that down really well. Bone folder will help with that. And now we can stick our flowers on. So our flowers have, I still have the paper in the back of the flowers, but I have mine. I'm not going to push them down really hard yet. Just going to place them and then I will push. This we're just kind of placing first. Use this because I want them about the same as I did here. And I have 5 of them done. That's alright, Jackie. You can always go back and watch the parts that you missed. But we are taking a, we're doing a card. Uh-oh, I just lost the center for that one. I'll have to put that one back in. We're taking a card that we've done that was more of an all occasion and we're turning it into Christmas is what we're doing here. So one of my gems came off, so I'm going to need another gem, and I'm going to need another couple more of those anyway. that's going to go in the center. We're going to push that down. Hopefully that's going to stay really well this time. And then we're going to kind of mold our flowers back the way they were. But let's go ahead and push these down really good now because they're where we want them. And just kind of, you know, reform the petals just a little bit. And we want a couple of the large gems on here as well, on the ribbon. So there's glue dots on the back of these because these are the adhesive gems. I'm going to put those pretty close together. Push those down really well because we don't want them coming off. And now it's time to put this whole piece. Here, let's go ahead and trim this. We want it going this direction. So we're going to hold on to that with our pinkies and our thumb. And we're going to trim that off kind of at an angle a little bit. And of course it's decided to fray. Maybe we need a little bit more of an angle. Alright, a little surgery here. A little delicate surgery here. Okay, there we go. That's a somewhat of an angle. Maybe not as much as this one, but that's fine. And we are going to put dimensionals on the back of this. We are going to just use the large dimensionals on the back side. I'm going to use probably this rest of this sheet all up maybe. Because we don't want any saggy parts. And let's see, what do we want? Yeah. Yeah. And a couple in the middle, I think. Or one. Maybe we just need one in the middle. There we go. Alright. So now we got to get all those papers off. Come in with our piercing side, our piercing tip. Or take your pick tool. Get all of those off. Now, here's our card base. Bring our card base back in. And, oh, no, I want to turn it at an angle. I forgot. I'm turning this at an angle. Turning your layers at an angle sometimes gives your card a little more sense of movement. So sometimes I like to do that. Get that down here. Reform my flowers just a little bit, which is very easy to do because we've already done it before. Now, on the inside, didn't mount the stamp, but I would probably pick one of these stamps here. So, joy and love to you, friends and family are the true gift of Christmas. Thinking of you with warm feelings. Wishing you all the things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. Those are all really good ones. I think they're too big to mount on the block that I've got here, yeah. Hoping this season is bright and beautiful. That will fit. Maybe I'll try that. Ooh. Just notice that hoping this season is bright and beautiful. That's a very lovely sentiment. I'm going to just line this up sort of on my glass mat. Okay, now, one thing. I've never used this stamp before. It has not seen any ink. So, one tip. I like to take my finger. You could also take a clean pencil eraser. And I like to just rub on it with my finger because the photopolymer, they have a coating um, on them when they're in the process of manufacturing them. So this will get the coating off so it will take the ink better. Sometimes I rough it up just a little bit on my red rubber ones too because I feel like it takes the ink just a little bit better. I'm going to bring my ugly piece of grid paper back out and my Mossy Meadow ink that is handy dandy right here. I'm going to practice with this just a little bit because it's never been inked before. So we're going to give this a little ink, stamp it a couple of times, kind of making sure that we're getting all of that stamp inked. And sometimes if you've got a little bit of ink already on it, it helps when you go to do your project. So, hoping the season is bright and beautiful. We are gonna use this. Making sure each letter has been coated with ink. And then the real trick is, will I get this straight? So maybe I'll line this up on here on the glass mat. Maybe this will help me. I'm gonna hold that there for just a minute. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like both of them. I just thought it would be fun to show you how you can take a design that isn't Christmas or a holiday and you can turn it into a holiday card. So this one again, this die cut has adhesive sheet on the back, so you've got a paper back here. So I'll see if I can get this paper off, separated. There we go. So that started it. So this is a leaf. Yep, I'm going to turn it this way. Sorry, I remember now. And we're just going to put this kind of down in the corner here. Then I'm going to get a little bit of my multi-purpose liquid glue because I love it so much. Just get a thin coat of glue back here. And my tweezers will help me out so I don't get so much glue on my fingers. That's just going to go right down there because, you know, when I die cut these out, I had extra red pieces. So I'll do that. And then one more gem. And this is going to be okay. Normally I don't put gems on the inside of my card, but because I have a popped up layer here and that gem is going to fall underneath there, it's not going to make a dimple in my card front. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little gem there. Sometimes tweezers are really awesome for placement. I have a little glue on my tweezers, so that's getting in the way. Okay, so hoping this season is bright and beautiful with our little extra flower there. And we have the joy and love to you. So go ahead if you have not already and chime in and tell me, you know, which of these you'd like better. Let me get, I want to do a little bit more bone folder along this score line here. So my card will lay a little flatter. So there you have it. I hope this helps you in your card making on how to think about things, how to be like, okay, well, how would I, you know, turn that into a Christmas card? So that's what I've done here is I've turned this into a Christmas card. And you know what? I mean, joy and love to you. If we didn't put the, hoping the season is bright and beautiful on the inside, you could probably, joy and love to you could probably be an any occasion sentiment as well. So lots of options, lots of different ways to use these products. Again, it was the Flowers of Beauty dyes and the Unbounded Beauty sentiments and dye for this one. And then we changed that up and we added the Peaceful Season um, dye and sentiments for this one. And this is the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. So, yeah, that's what we use today. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next week, bye.